This here is the Ramblin' Hillbilly. How are y'all today? Sounds like it's a construction zone outside, figures. Huh. I was just doing a thing or two. Thought I'd pop in and finish off a cup of coffee. Brought to you by Susie's Country Oaks Cafe, Granite Bay, and of course, Roseville, California. My old stomping grounds back in the day. You stop in at Susie's Roseville, take your picture and put it in the comments. Tell them the Ramblin' Hillbilly sent you. I lived in that little neighborhood there for 21 years. So, free the hat. Free the hat. Okay? Scrape them up some business. Like I always say, I always get the Popeye omelet. It's fresh spinach, Swiss cheese, mushroom, and then I add a shit ton of onions because I love onion. Anyway, also, like I said, this episode is being co-hatted by CMF. Now, if you've watched the Netflix series called Mindhunters, you know what that place is, okay? And it fits with my topic today. So, if not, look it up. Okay? Anyway, so I knew I should have wrote it down, but my Billy board was full. Because I had to kind of rewrite it. Because it got knocked off the arm of the couch over there. And Bud and Demon Spawn were chasing each other all up and down the stairs, all over the place, and up on the couch and off the couch, and you know. And so the thing had fallen, but it was kind of at an angle, like a ramp. Those little assholes were jumping down on it and sliding down it, so I had big streaks, paw streaks, all the way down. I couldn't hardly read it. So I did as best I could if I want to talk about that. But crime is like out of control, people. And let me tell you why that is happening. Because you gotta be sitting here going, none of this makes any sense. It does not. Why are they allowing these violent people to continue to be arrested for violent crimes and put them right back out on the street? Tim Ryan, running for Senate here in Ohio, he just comes right out and he's a Republican. And says, our criminal justice system is racist. This is how many purple people are arrested. This is how many pink polka dotted people are arrested. This is how many plaid people are arrested. Well, see, this is why they don't want to teach kids math anymore. Or critical thinking. Okay. Well, let's see how many purple polka dotted people there are. What percentage of the population are the purple polka dotted people? And what percentage of plaid people are there? Okay. Okay. Well, this smaller percentage of the population is committing this percent of the crime. That's a lot. So, if you take them out, you take all the criminals out and you stand them like in a giant lineup or a big pile, well, sure, it's gonna look racist because there's a lot of pink polka dots or a lot of one. Well, for some reason, whatever that reason may be, who knows? We know, though, don't we? Who knows? They're committing the majority of the crimes. So it looks at surface value like it's racist, but it's not. It doesn't matter if you're polka dotted or plaid or green or peacock. If you commit a crime, you've broken the law and you should be punished. Look at what they are doing. That poor woman down in California, in front of her house, had her got beheaded with a machete by a woman who had been in prison for what? Attacking people with machetes, but they let her out early. Holy fuck, people. The guy that raped and murdered that jogger had been in prison for the very same thing. And do you know what the people were saying? Yeah, I know. She shouldn't have been jogging at 4 o'clock in the morning. Isn't it kind of like that, the old Ramble? Remember that old Jodie Foster movie? Oh, what the hell was the name of it? Where she was kind of a stoner and kind of sleazy, but she didn't ask to be raped. But, they raked her over the coals about how she was dressed. And it was her fault because she was asking for it. Remember that old ploy? Shit. Anyway, it's kind of like that. Wow, I shouldn't have rambled off of that because, yeah, it's the Rambling Hillbilly. Those of you who don't, if you're new to me, there's a reason I ramble. Because there's no way I would do this without a little of God's garden. Okay? So, forgive me when I ramble. Okay? Shit. Crime. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. It's coming back to me. It sometimes does. Okay. Anyway, so they were like, well, what was she doing out jogging in the dark at 4 in the morning? Well, what the fuck? You should be able to jog whenever you fucking feel like it. You know what I mean? But the criminals are out at 4 a.m. That's their time. You should know that. You should never jog at 4 a.m. because it's the criminals' time. Have you noticed the criminals have more rights than you and I? I think I have been bitching about that. I saw this coming decades ago. Okay? I just didn't I just didn't think it would be so obvious. Okay? Um like, did you see what the state of Illinois just passed for law starting January 1st? I would get the fuck out of Illinois, and that's way too close to here. And you little assholes, if you move here, don't vote like you did in Illinois. You got me? That's what you did to Texas, you assholes. You left California and turned Austin into a liberal shithole. Okay. Because starting in on January 1st, 2023, maybe it'll be just easier just to name the stuff they can hold you on. Everything else is no cash bail. Release. Release. Murder one. Here, let me look up the other stuff. You know, I don't think there's any other stuff. Drug-induced murder, no bail. What's to keep that person from going in, getting booked, released, coming out, getting drugs, and doing it again? I mean, really? Murder two? Assault, battery, assault with a deadly weapon, attack on a peace officer. None of it, it's all no bail. You just go in, get booked, get released. And several sex offenses. Jesus. I think rape is no bail too, as long as you don't kill them in the act. It's crazy shit, people. Now, do you want to know why George Soros has planted these fucking DAs all over these liberal fucks? Like, I mean, they want to empty out the prisons. Like, we could empty a third out of most prisons and still be just as safe. Seriously, dude. How about reopening up all the psych facilities they closed inpatient psych facilities. That would be helpful. And then maybe a lot of those guys would end up in prison. um, it's like the purge every day. There's no law and order. There is none. What they want is, when they started that defund the police crap, and they've weakened the system, you know what I mean, and won't allow them to do their job, so bazillions quit. They can't recruit. If they recruit, they had to get rid of their psych testing, which is not good, which will lead to more incidents. Do you understand the circle jerk here? What they want is a world police force to police their one world government. Okay? Like a UN force. They don't want your local police forces. They don't want your sheriff's departments. They want none of that. They want one law enforcement worldwide. That's what this is leading to, all this crime. Because the world's going to go, well, look, you can't handle your shit, so I guess we'll have to. That is why they want all the criminals loose and let them get away with the shit they let them get away with. Okay? I Makey. I never wear shoes. All right, for those of you who haven't seen my shit. And I bought boots. Okay, some nice boots, the ones you see at the picture. And so I wore them up to work the other day. And I keep forgetting I have to learn how to walk over again the right way. Because I had a knee replacement in March. Sore shit still. Even though then I had a day off after. But man, I'm still sore shit. That thing throbbed all night long. Anyway, so that is why they went defund, demoralize, make it unsafe, scare the hell out of people, you know. Oh yeah, and that bill, the most insane part, trespassing laws. If you have somebody taking a dump on your front lawn and setting up their tent or something, or in your garage, or in your shed, or maybe even walked inside a unlocked door and is laying on your couch, all the police can do is write them a ticket. It's up to you to use whatever force you think is necessary to remove that person legally. What the fuck is that, people? That is the dumbest damn shit I have ever heard. I got some guy, I don't know, sleeping on my couch, or just sitting there with his feet up, watching TV, probably gonna shoot him. I mean, I'll give him a chance to leave. I may give him a chance for the cops to come and get him. But if I'm in a place where the cops ain't gonna come and get him, he ain't staying. Just saying. I like that. He ain't saying. Just anyway. So, do you see how fucked up the world is? We have no rights. I am banned on Facebook for 90 days, starting at the point it would be 90 days to the election. How fucking ironic is that? So you can follow me on Twitter, but they slap me around pretty good too, at Butsy44. Gulag inmate, Butsy, Gulag inmate 24601. Go to YouTube, The Ramblin' Hillbilly Unleashed. Subscribe, because I can't go live unless I have over 100. Anyway, so I don't want this too long, but I have interesting question. I'll make this pretty short, but is it because the WNBA's basketball season is over and the NBA's season hasn't started that you haven't heard shit about Brittany Griner? What happened to that? Haven't heard shit. We'll see what happens when the NBA season starts. So, they still ain't making rap videos. They still putting BG in their profile pictures. I don't really look because I don't give a fuck about the WNBA. Okay? Haven't for a very long time. Let's ramble here. Back in the day, me and a bunch of people who knew a bunch of people, we all kind of knew each other, right? We had like 2.5 rows of season tickets, and we were, I don't know, what, 10 rows up from the Monarchs bench, 10 rows up from behind the Monarchs bench. Sacramento Monarchs. Anyway, we were back in the day, before you did everything on your phone, before you even had a phone, really. There, one year they used to have paper, the glossy paper pamphlets with uh, a picture they had taken one night, and somebody had made all the letters on poster board that said "Let's Go Monarchs" of our group, holding those up, and we're all in it. I need to find that and make copies for everybody of that photo, because a lot of that group have passed on. May they rest in peace. Anyway, still holding my sign up. Anyway, we made the season ticket application pamphlet. It was kind of cool. I just couldn't dig basketball in the summer. It felt wrong to me. I don't know why. Summer is softball and baseball season, okay? But what it really meant was and this is before, when people were just regular people. The opening night of the home opener Monarch season was LSS, the beginning of LSS. But Kim, they said, what the hell is LSS? I said, it's the beginning of lesbian social season. Because, it was quite obvious who your base crowd is. It was obvious. But they did their best to market it to families, right? Which I did not have a problem with. But, every now and then they could have pulled a sister out of the crowd to shoot for prizes. But it was always some, straight woman with a kid, that's why I didn't mind. Let the kids have fun. But every now and then they could pull a sister out of the crowd to shoot a free throw. But they didn't. It was real obvious they were kind of trying to stay away from that. And they were trying to build the family base. But, we didn't talk about it. We didn't make a big deal out of it. We didn't talk about it at the game like in a big group. I don't recall talking to except for, my partner. I'm like, kind of funny, huh? Laugh about it. But anyway, the real reason I really started disliking them when Facebook and everything came out. And at first, moms were letting their kids who were into basketball follow these players, and had been for years. Then all of a sudden, almost all of them are gay. It's like 90%, some shit like that. But all their stuff wasn't family friendly anymore. None of it was about basketball or answering the kids' questions, or, it shows them slipping some tongue to their wives, or, political LGBTQ shit. And, and so the moms would send them messages, la la, and they would be really rude in their comments. You know, they were no longer about basketball. They were all about an agenda. They were they were advocates. They weren't basketball players anymore. And I saw I don't know if it was 60 Minutes Australia, because I believe she was an Australian player that went to college here, a first round draft pick. Um, Talked about being bullied because she was straight and wanted to have children, and had to take a little bit of time off, to recover from having a child, and whatever timing that was. I don't know, post, pre, whatever. But whatever, they gave her shit about it. And they constantly bullied any straight player, anywhere, any city. I mean, they said it was horrific. And so that's how you see them. Nothing's about basketball anymore. They advocate for this. They advocate for that. It's all about, you don't see them show new drills. Like, hey, at practice, we learned this one. Watch this. After practice or something, show the kids a new drill or something. Or look at my new t-shirt. Now it's all about, hate this and hate that, and follow us and believe this and believe that. And bullying straight women who are in the NBA. What a bunch of horse shit. And there were others that didn't want to be mentioned who commented that they too had been harassed for not being gay, for not, wanting to participate in that lifestyle. Not very tolerant bunch, are they? So that's why I haven't followed the WNBA since I stopped getting season tickets a bunch of years ago. Well, they stopped. They won a championship and then they gave them up. Come on, man. Little side note. I think the Houston Rockets, Houston Comets, won the first 4 championships. Little rambling hillbilly. Kevin Cook, the assistant coach to whatever the hell his name was, one of the best coaches ever. Got to meet him a few times when the Rockets would come into... Comets would come into Sacramento. Kevin Cook, the assistant coach, when I was a senior, he was our assistant coach and the head coach of the JV team at my high school. Pray for that man. He's done a lot of good for women's basketball. And he's had a serious illness for a very long time. So send a big prayer up for KC. All right. Another little ramble. I had not really paid attention to coaching staff This is about Casey. And I was watching something on TV. Well, a basketball game. They were introducing coaching staff. Coaching staff for the Houston Comets. And I hear this assistant coach, Kevin Cook. And I look up, and I'm like, Dale, look at this guy. Look at this guy. I said, you got it. I went and got my senior yearbook, and I pulled to the team picture. And I said, even though it was a bunch of years prior, I said, is that him? She goes, yeah, that's him. And I'm like, son of a bitch. So, ow, get cramp in my hand. Anyway, so, we were getting ready, the Comets were getting ready to come in town the next week. So I brought my yearbook in because, Lord have mercy. I mean, we were only a couple years apart in age, and I just happened to go to the same college he was going to at the time. So we had an adult relationship after the coach thing, okay? So he talked me into going to school there. But that's a ramble for another time. Anyway, so just in case he had forgotten me, I took my yearbook and I marked the page, and I went down to the bench because the team was in the locker room after warm-ups getting ready to come out for the game. And I went down to the bench jockey, the manager, and I handed her my yearbook, and I said, look, KC was my coach when I was a senior in high school. And I'd written him a note. Kim, Butsy Butts, class of Graham High School, class of 81, row M, whatever, seat 4, I don't know, forget, whatever, row L, can't remember, right behind you, because I saw her hand it to him, so I stood up, and when he looked up, he waved me down, and I went running down there, and he picked me up and hugged me and swung me around. He goes, come see me after the game. And everybody in the whole fucking section is looking at me like, who the fuck are you? The champion, the Comets are so good, and they've got Cynthia Cooper, who's the best defensive player in the league, and all that. So, okay, I tell you that. Now, I know Kevin can be a bullshitter. But, part of me was thinking that I don't think he was. Anyway, after they got done with their post-game talk, he came out, and we were talking about stuff, and then Coach came out. Damn it, what Van Johnson? Sound right? He came out, and I got to meet him. He was coach of the women's Olympic team, whenever that was. And we were chatting, and then a couple of the players came out. I'm like, holy shit, that's a guard. Oh, shit. Anyway, I'm laughing. Anyway, Casey introduced me, and he introduces me to Cynthia Cooper. He goes, Butsy, right here, it's the best defensive player I've ever seen, or I've ever coached. Like, wow, thank you for that. Anyway, little side note. I don't even know where I got off from there. Oh, yeah, the WNBA rant thing. So, anyway. Well, I should get off of here because I got a couple things I need to do. So, anyway. Y'all have a pleasant and wonderful day. I will try. So, keep your eyes open. I'm telling you, shit's gonna get crazy fast. And like and subscribe on YouTube. This here has been the Ramblin' Hillbilly, and I